Hey everyone, welcome to, I was going to say like day something, but I mean we're not really doing days. Just in that about to do a video in that habit of welcome to day 10 of 100 days of making comics challenge. That's not what I'm doing at the moment. Shouldn't be doing that because I'm driving and I need both hands to drive. That was a bit dangerous. No, just sort of leaving home and it's very clear roads at the moment. I am currently, it is Thursday afternoon, it's 5:45 and I am on my way to my friend Dean's house to play Dungeons and Dragons. For those of you who didn't know, and to be fair, this is a fairly new hobby of mine, sort of developed over the past few months. I am a big Dungeons and Dragons fan. Something I've been playing, like I said, a few months. I can't even think of when we started playing, to be honest. It's been that long. But I play fortnightly with a group of 7 other players. We love it, very, very, very much so. It's a great big party, I suppose. 7 people isn't sort of your standard party size when it comes to Dungeons and Dragons, and it's fun. I run the games. I'm the DM, the Dungeon Master. For those of you who don't know the abbreviations. So the Dungeon Master's role is to essentially tell the story and guide the players through the storyline and introduce obstacles, challenges, and bad guys as such, and help the team hopefully overcome these challenges and kill the bad guys, save the princess or whatever the big problem is, and then from there be the heroes, essentially. This video, sorry, my camera, I've got this new little, one of those little pop things on the back of my camera, so the way I usually would set up my camera in my car, it's a little bit wonkier than normal, so it's a bit more shaky because of the weight's off balance. I need to find a new system. So yeah, I'm a DM. I run Dungeons and Dragons games every fortnight, which is fun because instead of doing a set storyline, like a campaign, a pre-made campaign, I do a homebrew. A homebrew is essentially a campaign that I make myself. I create the world, I create the characters, and the players sort of get thrown into that world, and together, as DM and party, we create the story of that world and everything that happens in it. So I have an idea of what's going to happen. They flesh it out and they add so I create sort of the bones, and then they add in the broth and the vegetables to make the stew that is the homebrew. Terrible analogy, and I apologise for that. But it's fun. It allows me to be creative in another aspect, taking different ideas out of my head and putting them to a different use. And it's a lot of fun, and it's extremely enjoyable. Getting to do something different, and the other side of it is the social aspect. So every fortnight I'm off playing this game. It's a set date every fortnight for me to go out and just have some fun with my friends and sort of have some me time, the rains have just started. I'm going to take my sunnies off because I can't see buggery. So yeah, not often you see me without sunnies. It feels weird. So what was that? Yeah, so off to D&D. It's going to be a good night. This is actually going to be the first night where I'm not acting as a Dungeon Master. I'm going to be playing for the first time in a very, very, very long time. The last time I actually played D&D as a character was back in, I think I was 16. I'm 32 now, so a long, long time ago. The reason I became a DM was because some people were willing to take up the mantle of DM, but I was like, oh, I'll do it. I'd happily take on that role. So I put myself in the line of fire and created all that extra work. But I love it. But yes, this week and the subsequent fortnight, I will be taking a back seat, and a couple of the younger guys in the party, quite young actually, both under 15, I believe. They're going to be taking the reins. So one's DMing tonight and one's DMing in a fortnight's time, and we're doing this sort of as a chance for them to not only stretch their legs a bit and get a bit of experience as a DM for themselves. But also we've got Halloween coming up, so I thought it'd be cool for them to do like a little Halloween event for the sake of it. And then after that, we'll get back into the game that I'm running, which will be fun. It's nice. It's kind of, I'm on my way to this game. I have no idea what's going to happen. I had to create a character which is going to be thrown into the group with everyone else, and I don't know how I'm going to fit in, and I just sort of have to hope to God I can remember how to actually play. But as a DM, obviously, I know a few tricks of the trade, so you know, I can think of a few things that I'm looking forward to trying out, and yeah, but not putting too much pressure on, but you know, trying to have a bit of fun with the DM and the rest of the party as well, doing some funky stuff that I notice that they don't do in the game, and hopefully I get the opportunity to show them, like, oh, you can do this in the game, and this, you know, is another element that you can enjoy from it. So hopefully that all works out as, you know, in plan in my head, but that's not, you know, you can't really plan too far ahead in D&D. So aside from Dungeons and Dragons, I could talk for hours and hours and hours about it because I love it. I really do. I'm just so engrossed by it. Artwork, TAFE. I've had 2 days off TAFE. Today is actually my anniversary with my beautiful wife of 4 years. We've been together for a long time. I kind of remember, like 2004 we've been together. And yeah, been married 4 years. So we actually celebrated last night and today. We conveniently, the 2 days that I actually have off from TAFE this week. So I won tickets to see Zombieland, so we went to see Zombieland yesterday. We travelled into the city, had a bit of a night, went out and got some dinner, nothing too fancy. Caught the movie and train ride home, spent the night, just me and her. Usually we have April, obviously, but we got a babysitter for the night. And then today we just sort of slept in and had a nice lunch out and picked April up on the way home. Yeah, just sort of wandered around the shops and hit a few op shops and stuff. You know, we like to do op shopping, so that was fun for us. Aside from that, I apologise, I forgot to put my phone on silent, so you're going to be hearing a lot of dinging, and that's probably the D&D group in the Facebook chat just going crazy. But artwork wise, so TAFE's going well, obviously, so I had a break and I'll go back to TAFE tomorrow. And artwork wise, I've been furiously working in between stuff to try and finish off this big client job. He needs to get this work done and printed by the beginning of next week at the least, because he has to, it's a surprise for a family member of his, and he wants to sort of have that surprise ready when they get back from holiday. So I've furiously been trying to finish it, and it's just sort of really bad timing. I got the children's book, which was like such a last minute rush job that I had to, that just chewed up a lot of my time. And then TAFE and all the extra TAFE homework, which I'm a little bit behind on now. But I managed to finish it this morning, which is fantastic. It's all done. I sent the email off to him first thing this morning and said it's finished, let me know if you like it. If you're happy with it, I'll send it off to the printers and we'll be good to go. Hopefully I get the approval tonight or tomorrow morning, and I can send it off to the printers and it'll all be good. After that, I have one more logo job which I need to do for a good friend. No rush on it, but you know, he's keen to sort of get moving ahead as well, and I want to finish it off and just not have that looming over my head. Next to that, on Tuesday afternoon, I'm going to gloat a little bit here, and this video is getting a little bit long, so I'm going to try and wrap it up a bit. But a couple of weeks ago, I did a trial colouring job for a local comic publisher. I won't name names just yet. I don't know if I can or not, but they were looking for someone to colour a comic series that they're working on. They've already got a penciler and an inker. I know the inker quite well, and the inker hit me up and was like, would you be interested in a colouring job? It's ongoing. Currently, we're looking at potential of maybe 90 pages worth of colouring work. So it's quite ongoing work. It doesn't pay heavily, but it pays regularly. And it'll give me a chance to really stretch my legs as a colourist, and there's potential for me to move in and do a bit of pencils in the future for some other stuff that this guy does as well. So I sent him my samples a couple of weeks ago. he was trialing out a couple of other people too, and after it all was said and done, I got the gig, which is awesome. I don't, not super stoked about the price, but at the same time it means that I've got a regular cash flow, and my first port of call is going to be just trying to find a really good process to do my colouring. So figuring out how to do my flats first. So I'm going to have to set up some colour palettes. I'm going to be doing everything in Procreate, so I need to set up some colour palettes for the comic and then work through that, and then because Procreate only works in RGB, I will then have to, oh my lord, the sun is super bright all of a sudden. There we go. So I'll have to take it from Procreate, import it into Photoshop, which isn't hard, and then I have to change the color profiles into CMYK. So it's quite a bit of work, but it means that by being able to work in Procreate, I can work portably anywhere. So I can be working on these colouring gigs, this colouring gig on my lunch breaks at TAFE and at night. You know, it's going to be quite consuming as far as how much time I'm going to have to spend on it, but I think it's going to be really good because I'm going to be colouring so many pages so regularly that my colouring style is going to improve, my techniques, I'm going to grow as a colourist, and I'm going to be spending a bit of time, researching, how to colour comics and what are some good tricks and etc, etc. So wish me luck. It should be fun. A bit daunting, but also I don't know, I'm really excited, but I'm daunted by how much work there potentially is. But it's sort of a good move. I feel like it's a good move going forward into starting my business. I now have a regular client who's paying me each week. It's not a lot, but it means I'm getting a little bit of cash flow each week, which I can say, okay, I've made this much each week out of my business. My concern is that I still need to be able to do everything else to earn money and stay afloat as well. But I just have to see how it all works out. Alright, that's about all. That was a good rant. Sort of catching up from yesterday as well. Sorry, like I said, these videos aren't going to be daily, but they are going to be regular. I am just sort of calling them TDC, which is the Daily Chris, but I stole that off the Daily Woo, so for those of you who picked up on that. But yes, not completely daily, but just daily updates of my daily life, intermittently. Some days they'll be same day, other days they won't. I really want to try and do some more intensive days where I film a little bit more and edit them together. The downside is they're just time consuming, and at the moment I'm poor on it. So just doing these videos and being able to upload them as they are is just convenient for me. So hopefully you are enjoying them. If you are, even if you're just watching just to get a peek into my life, please throw a comment down below and say hello. I see that there's people viewing the videos, but I don't know who, and it's always nice to know who's checking me out, and who's taking an interest. I don't know. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the views, but it'd be nice to know. It'd be nice to know who you are, you sneaky people. You. All right. I'm getting close to Dean's house. We're going to go play the D&D now. I'm actually going to have dinner first, and then we're going to play the D&D. And then I'm going to go home, and I'm going to sleep, and then TAFE. So I'll talk to you probably tomorrow and tell you all about the D&D session and how great it was. So I look forward to that. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.